Okay, Raina, what are your sex goals for 2021?
I just want to have more sex. I feel like I kicked off
just to have
February.
it. Honestly, just to have it.
Just to have it. Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Welcome back.
It's the New Year's episode.
Raina thinks it's the New Year's episode. I think it's the We Survived 2020 episode. If you're listening, you made it.
It's 100% that.
If you survived 2020, make some noise. I saw this meme that was like the DJs in the clubs are like, if you survive coronavirus, make some noise. Like, it's going to be so lit.
Oh my God. When I get a vaccine, I'm afraid for myself. I better just get the hepatitis vaccine at the same time.
When Dr. Fauci says y'all don't need to wear masks anymore, I'm going to go bananas. I'm going to be licking faces. I'm going to
be licking buttholes. I'm going to be licking everything I can stick my tongue on.
I'm just going to walk around butthole out. Get in there.
I'm just going to go blow out people's birthday cakes, make them eat it. Butthole out. I'm afraid for what's going to happen to me.
All right, guys. Well, if you're new here, if you're just tuning in, we are
your new thing.
We're Girls Gotta Eat. We are a comedy podcast about dating, relationships, and sex. Co-hosted by myself, Ashley Hesseltine.
And I am Raina Greenberg, the other co-host.
What if you just tuned in? Just like this, you're going to listen to this episode. It's pretty much all stuff that you kind of need to be familiar with the podcast to listen. But hey, if you're here and you're new,
I think you're going to laugh about this stuff no matter 100%.
What. We all lived this year.
Yeah, it was terrible for all of us.
Okay, where do we start?
How it all started. How it's going.
How it started versus how it's going.
Ashley and I had the best 2 months of our lives.
My entire life. I said it last week, but I didn't really elaborate. The first 2 months of 2020 were the best 2 months of my entire existence on this planet.
Me too, for a number of reasons. First of all I wanted my whole life in New York was to have an apartment that was like big enough I could have people over. Like I wanted to have a beautiful space so that I had like a big living room and I could cater and cook for people and stock the bar. No one had to think about anything, and I got to have 2 of those parties.
Right. Well, we started with the New Year's party. Mm-hmm. And then the Super Bowl party, that was like the most fun night ever.
The Super Bowl party
was the last big party. It was like the last time I saw like so many of those people for a really long time, because it was early February. We left on February 14th thinking we'd be back and just see all our friends again. And then nope, we came back and it was a pandemic. I mean, it's crazy. The timing is crazy. We left and we were gone for almost a month, and then we came back and it was like, oh shit.
That Super Bowl party was so fun. I quit drinking after that party.
Some shit went down. Listen, some shit went down. I just like Raina and we ended 2019 with like, this was the best year. We couldn't have dreamed a better year. Like, let's run it back, like run the tape again. And then we started the year so hot. We had these incredible, huge sellout shows in DC, Boston, LA. And then we went to Australia, which was my lifelong dream. I got to meet and hold koalas. I was getting laid. You got someone spit in your mouth in Australia. Like,
he hit me in the face and spit mouth. Okay. We had my favorite fight of all time at a bathing suit store.
We got a fight. We got our Q1 fight out of the way, but it was an actual dream. It was like, I can't believe this is the life we get to live. Like, it was a continuation of 2019, but it was just like even bigger, even better. The tour was all planned out, like having great sex, getting lightly choked on every other night. Like, it was great. And then it just all came crashing down, and like it did for everybody. Everybody had big plans this year.
We did. And so we pivoted our business. We pivoted our friendship and our working relationship. We pivoted our sex lives. Well, we were away from each other for 3 years.
You're right. We had to be long distance. Sorry. I was like, how did the friendship pivot? What do you?
We went online, bitch.
You're right. I'm so sorry. We did have to do an LDR.
I didn't see you in IRL for so long.
3 exact months.
Until my birthday. Yeah. Oh no, I saw you before, like I drove to your parents'
house. Still, it was like pretty much 3 months.
Yeah. Which was like a huge difference from seeing somebody every single day to never seeing somebody. So we pivoted literally everything like everybody else. And I think that you're going to talk a little bit more, but we saw the absolute best and the absolute worst in people.
It's you could have said it better, sis. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer up top. Like, we want this episode to be feel good, to be positive, to be funny, to be sexy. Sex. We're gonna be some sex. We're gonna make you guys laugh. We're gonna recap the year, but we can't not acknowledge that this year was like fucking crazy. I mean, we lived most of it in a pandemic. so many people around the world lost their lives, lost family members, lost their jobs, lost their will to live. I mean, we can't ignore that. We're still living in it. Our frontline workers have been living in hell. They got a little bit of a break this summer, but they're back on the front lines and just like fighting this thing. We had a racial justice movement. We saw so many people hurting and who have been hurting for a long time. We saw the ugly side of so many people on the internet, on social media. People were just scrutinizing and attacking each other like never before. It was absolutely out of control. And we saw crazy corruption and lies within our government and with our political leaders. And, some of these leaders tried to break down our democracy, which was really discouraging to see. And we saw a lot of evil, ugly toxicity through this year. And that we just don't want to not acknowledge that. That's not what this episode is going to be about. We want to acknowledge it. People are hurting. People are struggling. They have been. They still are. And so we want to validate that, but focus on the good.
Yeah, because I think, and just to pull a line from actually Andrew Schultz's Netflix special, he was talking about how, you really only recognize the extremes but most people are sort of in the middle. Most people really tried to do really a lot of good this year. And we saw so much good from you guys, and you guys really supported each other and us and the charities we wanted to support and teachers and frontline workers. And I did see so much good this year, and I learned so much. I think I became a better person.
100%. I mean, we all hopefully are changed for the better.
Yes. I'm very curious and interested to see when the dust settles, sort of how this is going to change us, because we're in it. When you're going through trauma, you just put your head down, you go through it. Yeah. But afterwards, you sort of turn around and look back. And I think that, of course, everyone will appreciate the small things more, the things that are, you just realize you need less. And you prioritize the things and the people that are more important. I think we certainly did. And, when the dust settles, I think that we'll all just be really different.
Yeah. And never forget those people that wouldn't wear a fucking mask.
Oh, you're on notice.
Forever.
You guys are
You're
canceled. Literally canceled forever.
those I hate cancel culture. Those people canceled.
Canceled. Honestly, we should ship you off somewhere else.
Yeah. live on a commune somewhere. You can't use our hospitals.
So we are going to talk about our personal growth. I have some stuff that I learned this year. And you did. We're going to talk about sex, relationships, exercise, business. We're going to talk about our former guests you guys all want to fuck. Yes. We're going to talk about your resolution.
Keep it going. What else are you going to say? What the fuck? Keep it going.
We're going to talk about Christmas 2019 and this crazy ass email we got.
Oh, right. That's what, couldn't forget about that.
I think we're going to kick it off. I'm very excited. I actually thought about doing this, but I just thought you'd do a better job. So the top 20 memes, pop culture, crazy things that happened this year. Let's kick it off with some really funny shit.
Okay. Top 10. I think there's 10 here. Don't count because I might have miscounted. Best content of 2020. This is going to run the gamut. We're talking TV shows. We're talking stages of the pandemic. Okay. Top 10. Really, I started chronologically and then I ended with the best thing. Okay. It's actually sort of all chronologically. I tried my best.
Do we have trends?
Just hear me out.
Okay. I'm ready.
We started the year.
He needs to apologize to me.
We started the year with Love is Blind. No. Don't you guys ever forget it. That show prepared us for the year. People were in pods, not being able to touch each other. What the fuck? We had Jessica's chaotic energy. She was getting wine drunk in her bed.
Feeding wine to her dog.
Yes. We had Amber's money struggles. And then we had the number one best couple, an interracial relationship. Love is Blind was 2020. How did that happen? How did we start the year with the preview of the whole year?
We love that show so much. In Australia, we spent a whole day inside just watching it.
Love is Blind tried to tell us. What did Netflix know?
Bots. They're like, you can't see each other or talk to each other. Jessica's like, you have to never talk to your family again. What if I want to have a kid next week?
Jessica's energy was 2020. Okay, and I'll just breeze through them. Okay, number 2, really, middle of the quarantine this spring was Banana Bread Movement and Raina's Zucchini Bread Gate. Arguably the hardest I've laughed all year was when you admitted 100%. That you got naked in front of a store-bought zucchini bread and then you captioned it on Instagram, I made banana bread. I will never forget it. I thought I didn't know you at all. I thought our whole relationship was a lie.
I couldn't even get the words out. I was like, bitch, everything in that photo is fake. Everything. My hair was fake. My nails was fake. My tan was fake. It was all fake.
Go off. Okay. We're moving on. The most emotional content of the year was Normal People.
The ending line of that, she says, "You'll go and I'll stay and we'll be all right." I sat on my floor and went through old photo albums and cried.
Yeah.
Why did I sit on the floor doing that for hours?
I have not stopped thinking about Connell's chain.
The other day I sent you a photo from when I was like 12 and you were like, "How did you find that so quickly?" Because after normal people, I sat on the floor and just memories.
That's
and
how
cried.
you were able to cue it up so quickly. Okay. Next we have WAP putting Wet Pussies on a pedestal and being unequivocally the best song of 2020. The 2020 anthem was Wet Ass Pussy. Don't at me. You know it's true.
Mm-hmm. Best meme also about WAP is that I can't even imagine what would happen if you heard this in a club.
Yeah.
We're not ready.
We're not ready. Okay. Then Taylor Swift's 2 albums. One was a casual surprise, but we got 2 in the second half of the year.
I have not asked you this. I'm glad we're doing this on live. What is your favorite songs of that album?
Of Evermore or Folklore?
Of Folklore.
Oh,
I'm sorry, of Evermore.
I mean, I like Champagne Problems and 'Tis the Season. Those are the ones that have kind of been in my head. I like Willow too. I always love the beginning of albums. I don't know. I feel like they stack the best songs up top.
Yeah.
I think I have 'Tis the Damn Season in my head, maybe because it's 'Tis the Damn Season.
Champagne Problems, I think, is my favorite. My second favorite is Tolerate It.
Okay.
Because it just sort of reminds me of some relationships I've had with people that I feel like they're just sort of tolerating my craziness, but they're not enjoying it. And I'm holding out in 2021 for someone who enjoys it and doesn't tolerate it.
Okay.
So Taylor, thank you for really carrying 2020.
Yeah. And my number one song of the year, even through Spotify, was The One, which was on Folklore, but couldn't get enough. Was just riding through the woods on a bicycle half the year, listening to singing Taylor Swift out loud. Okay. The next one, Claire and Dale. We didn't
never forget we discovered Dale. Okay, no one knew who that guy was. Okay, look it up on the internet. Us Weekly was Dale, who was first seen on Girls Gotta Eat podcast.
Yes, no one knew. I mean, he was he was an influencer.
You and your backpack discovered him.
Yes, I discovered him at Tao. Okay, next one, Michelle Obama's DNC speech. Never forget. I remember watching that and being so moved by her.
The whole DNC the whole week. Yeah. I cried the whole week. Obama, I listened to every single speech
too.
But Michelle,
yes,
hands down best speech of the year.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so glad you included that.
Okay, next, we're going to get political. Next, The Fly. Mike Pence's Fly.
That is the most famous insect of all time. Do you know how many people walked up to the TV and looked at it real close? What is that?
I saw it. It was okay, flies happen. It's going to fly away. Stay there for 2 minutes. It stayed there the length of that he could answer a question. That was insane. Okay. Next, the number 1 chart throb, John King, and the rest of the CNN zaddies. Obviously, we never knew that we would be so wet for CNN anchors.
Chrissy C, I never knew that you had that body under there. Oh my God. Ooh. He looks like he's going to open up his mouth and sound like Barney Rubble. like Chris Stefano. He is such a smoke.
And number 1, you know it, you love it, 4 Seasons Total Landscaping.
I knew it was going to be that.
Of course.
I knew it was going to be that. I think that this is my favorite list. We're going to put this on Instagram. I cannot wait to have this list and have other people submit what their list is. Yeah. You killed it.
Thank you.
I love this so much. I'm so proud of you for doing this. This was the best year for just jokes and memes and content because none of us were doing anything. But also we're just sitting around.
Yes, coronavirus with the election. It was, and then never forget how long Nevada took to count. They're probably still counting.
No, they're still doing it. Memes. Rudy Giuliani's face melted, sourdough bread. Yes. This is the craziest year.
And then all these shows, I just threw in normal people, but I would say my second was probably The Queen's Gambit. And earlier in the year, we had so many good shows. Remember Netflix and Hulu were here, this is what we got.
A lot happened this year. We're just at home consuming content. I started watching straight porn. Wow. I spent 20 years just jerking it to lesbian porn, and I discovered straight porn this year, 2020.
Also, we didn't even mention when we talked about how it started versus how it's going. I mean, we started the year with an episode called Fuck More, Cry Less.
I'm glad you brought this up. Yes. Yeah. Submitted by one of our listeners, the unbelievable title. Yeah, it took a turn.
It really took a turn.
Do you want to talk about the email that kicked off the year?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to dovetail into a discussion about fuck people that have things to fuck the haters.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to dovetail.
And if you want to hear us talk more about fuck the haters, we talked about that on Fuck More, Cry Less. The first episode of last year, we really honed in on how people will always have something to say and how like if you're succeeding, people are going to hate you for it. So if you want to hear more on that, go back and listen.
Yes. I want to set the stage. We'll explain to you how we got this email. We want to say 99% of the communication we get from you guys is so beautiful, loving, supportive, especially recently. I wake up every morning and Ashley and I cry about how beautiful your messages are.
That's why these stick out.
Yes.
Right?
I was at your family's house for Christmas last year. I'm sitting on the couch with Matt. We had just opened up presents. It's Christmas morning. And we get this email. You're in the kitchen with your mom. No one's making eye contact with me. I'm like, this is 3 sentences. I'll read this. It is the nomination for the rudest email we've ever gotten. You think?
No.
Okay.
Maybe the rudest email you've ever gotten. You know the meanest one I've ever gotten. Fuck these people.
Okay. Someone woke up on Christmas morning and fired off like 4 sentences.
Also, not even in a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, life was good.
Life was great.
End of 2019.
Christmas morning.
What's wrong with you?
Christmas morning, 8:55 a.m.
The subject. I never knew the time.
She's just drinking her coffee. She's like, I'm about to fuck somebody's day up. Okay. The subject line is please stop.
Please stop. I can't.
She couldn't even bother to spell please. She wrote PLZ.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I want to keep listening because I love the podcast, but in all caps, please stop talking so much about your live shows. And when you're going to a new city, it's really annoying because I literally don't care. And these shows are all from the past. You have a lot of listeners who are not listening as these episodes are released, more like binge listeners. It is seriously making me stop listening to your podcast. Please just go back to life updates. And if you need to do in all caps, quick update about your live shows, do that.
Any email like this, I can't stress enough. We literally don't care.
That is where I literally don't care came from.
That's where it came from. If you've been following along, you know that's where it came from. We called our first few shows the I literally don't care shows. Like, we live for this.
Don't send us more emails. Like
don't like try to get. We're not going to keep doing it. This is like a once a year thing that we even read these. So it's not like we don't like to really give a lot of air and energy to shit like this.
Not
really just like ignore it. But sometimes you got to make merch.
Honestly, if it was anything besides Christmas Day, I probably wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But I was so mad and you talked me off the ledge. I feel like you and I, like, it's a special thing about our relationship is one of us is usually mad about something. The other one's like, let's just relax. Let's be rational. I was so mad and you were like, fuck this person. Fuck anybody that behaves like this. Fuck anybody that wakes up at 8 a.m. and fires this off on Christmas.
Take a day off.
And I just want to say, anybody that says this stuff to you is not a happy person, you know? And they might ruin 4 seconds of your life, but they have to be themselves forever, you know? Mm-hmm. And that is not a happy person. No normal person who is having like a good life and likes themselves would ever say a thing like this to another person.
No, people that aren't people. I mean, I've said this in varying ways throughout our podcast, but like people who are happy and successful don't do stuff like that. They just don't. And we saw that so much this year, like more than ever. Like I was shook at the messages, and I don't read all my DMs. Like I'll get so many and I won't be able to get through them all, but I really like to get through to the nice ones and like talk to people and stuff. And I got one that after the election, it was like, please stop talking about politics. This isn't why I follow you. Like, you talking about politics isn't making my life better. I want to hear you talk about dating. And I'm like, this is so shocking because I've been talking about this shit forever. Before we had the podcast, like I've been so vocal about all this for so many years. And fuck you for thinking I give a shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's so shocking to me, the level of like entitlement and like delusion, honestly.
Yes. A good friend of ours said to me when we started getting emails like this, he said to me, it's not a normal person that sees something like this and decides to send a message. A normal person sees something they may not love or agree with, they go on with their life. And if you can't listen to a podcast that 5 minutes of it every couple weeks is just thanking people for coming to our live shows and saying how much we loved you guys, how much fun we had in your awesome cities and all the cool stuff we did there. If you can't just fast forward to that or not turn it off, then like I feel sorry for you.
Yeah. And not this, I mean, again, we don't want to dive too deep and give a lot of energy to this negativity. We said we weren't going to, but like these people, they do it to everybody. anybody with a platform, you see them getting ripped apart in various places on the internet. Like, it happens to everybody. You can't take it personally. People are jealous, they're self-loathing, or they don't have anything better to fucking do.
Yeah. So I think that like 2020 was, and it's not even just like people with a platform, it's everybody. Like every person that we know, like 2020 was the year of everyone is at home with nothing to do, too much anxiety, not enough work to do, and they're fucking pissed off and stressed out. And people just, they storm the internet from behind their phones and they say terrible things to each other. And honestly, I just learned this year that like, I'm not going to make everybody happy all the time. Every opinion I have is not going to be your opinion, and vice versa. And all I can do is try to do the right thing and try to be a good person. And if people want to like say hateful things and leave crazy comments or just like pop in there to ruin your day, then that's their problem.
Yeah.
In general.
I mean, I think there is definitely a line. There's people that like do really shitty, terrible stuff. They cause others harm. They act crazy irresponsibly. And yeah, call them out. You know what I mean? Like they deserve it. But most people, like, we're trying to do our best. You know, I think people got in such a like, I'm struggling and I'm in such a dark place right now for whatever reason. And they just took it out on somebody that was having a good time, even if they were having a good time safely. And I think that's what it was. And I think, you know, if you're finding yourself wanting to like DM somebody something nasty or attack them or drag them or try to cancel them, like, really, again, I always say this, like, look inward, because that's something going on with you. And I hope you get help.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people this year in glass houses threw grenades. And and we're not saying we're perfect. We're just saying people will always have shit to say about what you do. Just try to be a good person.
We really popped off about
try to do the right thing. You know, people are always going to have something to say about your business, your whatever it is you're doing. Just put your head down, try to do the right thing. We're all trying to be good people. Yeah. So yes, that's thank you for that email at the beginning of the year last year.
Oh my God, that really spiraled. Since we're talking about how terrible a lot of people are, still the minority of people, still the way that I feel day to day, what I see, what I get from others who follow me and who follow us is positive, and it's beautiful and it's really special. And so I just wanted to like say one thing before we like really move on. And I did really see the generosity and kindness of people this year. I took it upon myself to just do a lot of charitable efforts with money from my own pocket, but I wanted to like give credit to other people who jumped in when they saw me doing it. Like I just was asking people if they needed help earlier in the spring. And then again for the holiday season, I posted a bunch of Amazon wish lists for teachers. And this is stuff that like, I'm not out here bragging. I need to post about it to execute it. And I really don't talk about it in the podcast, but I wanted to just say that what I saw was that so many people stepped in. Like the Amazon wish list was insane. Just these teachers being like, your followers fulfilled my wish list. I have everything I need. I did like 4 rounds of it. I did it for an entire month when teachers went back to school. And then recently when I was asking people if they needed money, you know, Venmo, PayPal for the holidays, people that were really struggling, I posted like, you can Venmo me so I can pay it forward to these people. And I got over $8,000 just from people that follow me, just from Instagram stories. It was able to help me give so much more. I received about like almost 300 emails of people that emailed me. They shared their struggles. They shared their stories. And I was able to send a lot of people money. So I realized that so many of these people that sent me $5, $10 don't have a lot, but they still wanted to like give it to somebody else. And so many of the emails that I got were like, somebody that was really struggling and had a really sad story and was like, if someone needs money more than me, give it to them. Like it just was like, so many people that email me are taking care of their parents. They're taking care of their partner, their kids, of course. So many single moms I was able to help. A lot of the emails people had tested positive for COVID, so they couldn't work. And I got to see a lot of people's stories and take them in and help a lot of people, but also with the help of my followers who were so generous. And so it's just to thank them. It's just to show that there is so much good in the world. People want to help. I never even intended to give my Venmo the first time I did this because I wanted to do it on my own. I wanted to do it out of my own pocket, and people insisted. They were like, let me Venmo you, post your Venmo, let me help, let me do this, let me support this effort. And I hope that it encourages other people to do it too. You know, like I saw some other quote unquote influencers. I actually talked to Tank Sinatra about this before I did it the first time. And I see some people doing this on Twitter, and, you know, tons of people did the Amazon wish list. Chrissy Teigen did it. Aaron Foster. Like, so the more people do it, the better. And I was just so overwhelmed. And it was so nice to see like just the generosity and kindness of people this year.
It was nice to see the generosity and kindness of you this year. Of course, we did stuff together too, but you really did so much. You really put your money where your mouth is. You kept saying, I don't want to just donate to a random charity. I want to see where this money goes. And you really did it. And I'm so proud of you. And it's something that you should be proud of for the rest of your life.
Well, thank you so much. I didn't expect that, but I think, you did a lot too. I think you really took it upon yourself to give people so much information and resources on what happened like in the food and the restaurant industry. And I think that that's not just because you love food and we love to go out to eat. It's people's lives and their livelihoods and people that work their entire life to create something. And you've worked in and out of the restaurant industry, and you see that like these people like lost everything they've ever worked for. And I think you dedicated so much time to like, and money to really giving back in that way and trying to help where you could, and like just trying to get the word out and get people to help and donate.
And finally, we want to thank our listeners because we collectively through Girls Gotta Eat raised so much money multiple times for PPE, for healthcare workers. We sent scrubs to them. We sent nice gifts to them to brighten their day. You guys donated that money. We sent money to Black Lives Matter. We did so much with our business as well. And you guys enabled us to do that.
Sexual assault survivors, we did a benefit for that too. We were able to give back small businesses, people in need. Like we just were able to help a lot of people this year with the help of you guys. So nothing has brightened our day and filled us up. God damn it, why'd I think of Dylan? filled our hearts.
Bitch, you better not.
Warmed our hearts, filled our hearts than you guys. So thank you.
Thank you guys. We love you so much.
Oh my God. I'm going to go out of order really quick, and I'm going to gas you up and talk about fitness in 2020.
Okay.
You went from never working out. You even bought a bike early in the pandemic that you never touched.
Most expensive coat rack I ever owned.
And then you just made a change and you turned into this person who works out daily. We were able to like do these Peloton classes and talk about them. Like I never was able to talk about working out with you. And you made such a change. You just like, you look, what is it? Alex Toussaint, you look good, feel good. What is it?
Look good, feel good.
Look good, feel good.
Yeah.
Like your skin looked better. Obviously your body changed, your hair, everything. Like you just really glowed up.
Thanks,
you didn't need to, but like you felt like you did, and you did.
I'm not going to talk about this so much. I will. Okay.
Pop off.
First of all, I love that I get to share this with you because fitness is such a big part of your life, and it is this weird thing you just don't get to share with people if you don't work out, because I never worked out. But I've always said, like, I don't believe in not liking something about your life, whether it's your relationship, your job, your body, and not doing something about it. And I felt like this summer it was all I thought about, all I talked about. I gained a lot of pandemic weight, and also if you gain pandemic weight, who fucking cares?
If you gain any weight, who cares?
If you feel good about your body, if you feel good about your body, then I think we should all feel good about our bodies. And honestly, my body hasn't changed that much since I started working out. I've tightened it up a little bit, but mentally I just feel better. I feel really good when I like work out for 45 minutes. I just feel like my day goes better. I haven't like lost a ton of weight, but I feel really good about myself, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that like if I don't like something, I address it. And I finally found something that I liked.
That's the thing. Like you just have to, everybody, I swear, like there's something everybody's going to like. No matter what, even if it's fucking horseback riding, I don't know, like you will find some activity. It doesn't have to be what everybody else likes. It doesn't have to be Peloton. It doesn't have to be hot yoga, but something, you will find something. So I always say to people, we talked about fitness probably the last 2 years at the beginning of the year. We don't need to hone in on it so much this time around, but just like you will find something you like. I mean, I was always such a big class person. I didn't do home workouts. I didn't go to a gym I would just go to classes, and I couldn't do that this year. So I had to figure out how to do it at home. I mean, I got a Peloton, but like just yoga in general, like so many times when I was at my parents' house, and even when I got back to New York, I just realized like doing yoga outside, just sitting on my yoga mat, like Dewey's out there half the time, like just being able to be outside and do yoga, like really centered me and was like really my therapy this year. And I've just realized too, how much I love yoga, and you don't have to do a class. You can put on a few songs and just do it in your living room for 10 minutes a day. And so sometimes when I'm just like, I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to get in like a full Peloton or whatever it is, like I'll just put the mat down and like do a little bit on my own, non-guided, just whatever's in my own head. And I think that is something I never did before. I was always so regimented, like got to go to a class, got to sign up to a class, got to do this thing. There's got to be an instructor. And now I'm just like, you can move your body whenever you want and in your own home, because we're in our homes.
And there's a million options, guys. I don't have to tell you how to find them, but everybody has a 30-day free trial. Every fitness app on earth has it, or go to YouTube and stream stuff for free. Fred Smith, a former guest of ours, has great classes. Bobby Westside, a friend of ours, has great classes. Just find something you like. Even I started following these like dance troupes on Instagram, trying to learn the dances. And let me tell you, trying to learn a 2-minute dance, I'm sweating for 20 minutes.
Yes, heaving.
20 20 10 minutes on
for air.
Yes.
I tried to do like one TikTok thing this summer. It was like this, like, you were in a plank and it would be like left foot, now right foot, now left foot, now right foot. Like people were doing that. And I just like tried to get it perfect. I never even posted it. I can post it on our story. I don't fucking care. But I was sweating, gasping for air. I saw Molly Sims do it. I was like, I want to do that and be cute.
I followed Molly Sims in 2022.
Okay.
You introduced me to Molly Sims.
I gotta say, I'm not a big mom follower. Of course, Kat and Nat from last week, we love them. But like, I don't follow a lot of moms. I just don't. You know, moms like Chrissy Teigen and stuff, but I don't follow a lot of moms because they're moms. And that was probably my most surprising follow, like surprising of how much I enjoyed her content was Molly Sims.
Co-sign it. Yeah. Co-sign it. Put it on the board. We love her. What do
you want to talk about next? Relationships or business?
I'm trying to think about like life lessons I learned this year.
Or life lessons.
We're going to definitely talk about relationships. I will just say that I learned like so much this year about like, I mean, hopefully I became a better person, but I quarantined through the pandemic by myself. I spent 3 months completely alone. And I think people were like a little bit worried that I like wasn't going to be okay. And I really did learn this year that like being alone will not kill you. Whether it's, you know, if you feel like you don't have a ton of friends right now, or you're not in a relationship right now, or you like miss your family, like it won't kill you and you will be okay. And I also learned that like being alone doesn't mean you have to be lonely. And like, I think that like we've talked about this a lot on this podcast, like pick up the phone, reach out to people, surround your people. I was on Zoom all the time. I found hobbies and interests, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I feel like I really learned that this year, and I learned how to have different types of relationships. Like you and I didn't get to be together ever for 3 months. I missed you so much and it was just so weird and different. So I'm really proud of that. And I think I just learned a lot about, you know, personal struggles and pain, and that everybody's pain is real to them. And, you know, we're not in like a pain competition with other people. Yes, I do think that some people's pain is a little bit more real to them than others. But in general, for the majority of people, we got a lot of messages from people saying, you know, I know that it's not so bad for me, blah, blah, blah. We all went through shit this year. And it sucked for all of us.
Right.
And I am just, I'm glad that people message us or wherever you have to reach out to just talk about it, talk it through. But, you know, your pain is just as real as anybody else's.
Right. Never don't feel your pain. Never tell yourself you shouldn't feel that.
Yeah. And we did some episodes this year that I'm really proud of. We did a sexual assault episode. We did an episode about abortion. We got a lot of emails from people about that stuff, that every email, we read all of them, that said, I know other people have it worse than me, but I was so honored that people reached out to us and talked about that. And, somebody even something silly the other day, she said, I know I was only with this guy for 6 weeks, but I'm in so much pain. I know. I said to her, so what? You should be in pain. This sucks.
Right.
So I'm proud of the messages we got this year, and I'm proud that people are at least trying to talk about it, acknowledge their own pain, go through it.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I like admire what you were able to do and be here. And like, it was really dark. Like it was New York, those few months was like a really scary, dark place, and you were alone. And, you know, so I just think, you know, it what doesn't kill you make you stronger. Like you said, like you made it through, and obviously we talked every minute of every day, but like, I just have so much respect. Like you wear that badge of honor. Like you were here, you lived it. You were alone on these streets, not really in the streets because you couldn't be on the streets. But you know, I was with my family, and I have talked about this before. We talked about this on the episode with Kate Nichols. I think just how important it was for me to be with my family, because I don't know that I'll ever really do that again, like live with them like that. You know, like I think our lives when things get back to normal are going to be really crazy in a good way. And I don't think that I would ever just like live with my parents for 3 months again. You know what I mean? Like, of course, as my parents age, I'll be taking care of them. But like, it was my family, but just my brother, honestly, like my relationship with my brother really reached a new level of, in a good way, of like closeness. And what I just saw him so much. I stayed at his house. I had a bedroom at his house. You know, it was really so special to spend so much time with him. So that was really probably what I'm the most grateful for. And just like my relationship with you, like, you know, our relationship has never been stronger. Obviously it goes without saying, but like you really just like had my back and supported me, and you were there this year, and it means the world. So I just like never feel alone. Like you and I are like never alone. We have a partner, you know what I mean? Like we're like a couple, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I have a partner, you know what I mean? Like to go through life with, and you know, we're probably one day maybe going to find like romantic partners. Like we like do life together, you know what I mean? And I think that we prioritize our relationship above anything else. And it really was like so special to have you this year and like kind of go through these struggles that we went through together. Like I've been dealing with something recently that's I'm not really going to talk about, that like you've been there for me through that, and you've gone through stuff this year with your family and whatnot. Like we talk about this stuff every day and are just really there for each other, and it's just so important. And we talked about that last week with Kat and Nat. Like your best friend, like your best girlfriend is so important, and I just knew it obviously, and all my best girlfriends and Kate and Corey and everybody, but like realized it even so much more just like having you this year.
Thank you for saying that. And I didn't know it was going to happen. You know, on March, whatever it was, 18th, we like hugged. We hugged across Dewey, and we didn't know when we were going to see each other again. And it got really tough. And I didn't know this summer like what was going to happen. And we hadn't seen each other for 3 months. And like I just think we have never had a better relationship. It's never been stronger. I've never loved you more. I've never like been more appreciative of you and all the work you do, and more optimistic about like this business and this community. And I'm like so proud to work with somebody that I trust so much and I respect so much, because cannot stress this enough. Like we didn't really know each other that well when we started this. So like what a special thing to have this. And whatever, I love you very much. And I love your family, and they're my family. And I like them maybe more than my own family.
No, we really hit the jackpot. And I mean, we dole out business advice. We've done it at the beginning of the year, the last 2 years. We don't really need to reiterate all that. But I will say we learned a lot. We didn't do remote interviews. We had to learn how to do that. We took it upon ourselves to rebrand, to change the website, to do all these things. And so I love that we took the time to like do things differently, take on these projects, and we're not stopping. Like I think that you and I are arguably like at the top of our industry. You know, we are successful. We hit some goals this year financially that were really exciting for us, but like we are not stopping, and we never want to like feel complacent. And I think you and I, thank God, are both like, what can we do next? What can we do better? We're not perfect. There's always room for improvement. And like, we're going to keep doing it. And I think that what we're going to learn in 2021 is like have more people to take some of the weight off of us and let us do some really big, creative, awesome endeavors. I'm just really excited.
I am too. And you guys, like we promise you, we will never stop pushing. We will always try to have the coolest guests, the most interesting episodes, create more content, different content, more exciting content that you guys want, because we take the cues from you, and we will never stop pushing. We will never be complacent with this show.
Yeah. Good.
I can't wait to be back on stage with you guys again.
Oh my God.
I can't. Man, I don't want to talk about it a lot because like that girl literally doesn't care. But
yeah, she literally doesn't care. Oh, do you think she's still listening? Because I literally don't care. People always
do care. I hope so.
I'm never listening again. Good. Girl, bye.
You don't need to announce your departure.
Leave.
Just go.
I don't care.
Just go. You don't need to like show up on my Instagram page and tell me you're leaving. Just leave.
Like all the people that were like, I'm unfollowing you because you're political content. Bitch, why are you still here? You know what? I've been trying to weed you out.
You know what's so funny about anybody who hates on you? I didn't know that you existed 10 seconds ago. So why would I make any life decisions 10 seconds from now about you?
Right.
Get out of here.
And that's the thing too. Like you and I, like we see what performs well. We see what people do, but we're also not going to cater to everybody. We're still going to put out content that we like and that we feel good about, you know? So we said that last year too, of like, you can't listen to those people and you can't listen to the criticism because you can never please everybody. I can't stress it enough. Like it's so crazy to see like a review of anything, even our live show, like even shows we've done, like that it can be literally, I love this. This was the best part of the show. And other people will say this is the worst part of the show. You can never satisfy everyone. Look at any comedy special, any show, any movie, and there will be people who love it and people who absolutely hate it. And so I always tell myself that.
Yeah. So apply that to anything you guys are doing and just put your head down, do what you like and what you enjoy and what you are proud of. Try to be a good person. That's all you could do.
All right.
You want to talk about dating and relationships and sex?
Yeah. We have some sex stuff to really talk about and really dive into. But I don't know. It's weird because I feel like we talked about dating early in the pandemic and kind of gave predictions for what it was going to be like. And I still kind of stand by that. Like, I think that we are just valuing human connection more than ever, you know? And I think that when things get back to normal, I have this actual vision of like, how great it's going to be.
I think so too. And I think that it's really taught us to just like tell people how you feel. And like, there's not as much time to like date around. And you know, when you find somebody you really like, I think this year, especially like you're not going to bars, meeting other people, fucking around with a ton. I mean, some people are, but like there's less people. And I think when you meet somebody, it just becomes so much more special now. And so at least for me, like 2020 was the year of like shoot your shot. Mm-hmm. And like when you meet somebody that you think is special and unique, you should tell them and try. And like, it sucks. I had a situation, I talked a little bit with cked, but I met somebody I really liked. It didn't work out, but I was really excited to meet somebody that I was really excited about and to have that connection. And I told him how I felt, and it hasn't like worked out, and I'm not ashamed of that. Like, I feel like I'm really proud to have said to somebody, this is how I feel. And I got an answer, you know? And I think that like, it really taught me to stop being so bashful and scared. And it's like, you should take risks. And I'm not take calculated risks. Don't tell a stranger that you feel like that about them. But I was proud of that. And I think this year gave me the courage to be like, hey, I like this connection with somebody. And I'm proud of everything I did.
Yeah. And just, that was such a theme of the year and even prior, but like just the shoot your shot mentality and the like, be honest and don't waste your time. Don't waste other people's time. And like all the experts we've had on this year have been so incredible. Like I always think about Shan talking about like, be in the driver's seat, you know, like you don't need to be like so aggressive, but like be in control of your own destiny. And I was talking to this guy on Hinge, and he's really cute. Like he's really just so cute. I'm like immediately attracted to what I see. And we were just doing the small talk thing. We were chatting, and I just was like, hey, here's my number. Let me know if you want to grab a drink outside under a heat lamp sometime. You know, who knows how much longer we're going to have that. But like, I used to be a little bit more like waiting for a guy to ask or whatever. And I was just like, no, like we're doing this chit chat thing. What are you doing for the holidays? Talking about our dogs, yada, yada. I'm like, I'm over this. Here's my number. Would love to grab a drink. Like, and that's not brand new for me. I'm happy being forward and being honest and upfront and shooting my shot. But like more than ever, I think that we're doing it. And like, it's always the way we've wanted to be. And I think this year has just enhance that more, in addition to all the guests that we've had that have given us so much incredible insight.
Yes. And I feel like even professionally, it's the year of shoot your shot for so many people that we've seen just pivot their business and do something completely different, or something that you've wanted to do for so many years, something that would have taken so much time. So many people have like sat down and paused for a second and been like, this is this thing I want, whether it's love, whether it's a YouTube channel, a Netflix special, whatever it is. Like, we have just seen so many people do such great things. And I hope that mentality will continue, because hopefully people realize like tomorrow is not guaranteed. And I think that like hopefully it creates a sense of urgency in people to really go out and just get the things that you want, because really tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Yeah. And I love that you said shoot your shot in terms of like career, business, creating, whatever it may be. I remember seeing Tom Takar, who's a comedian who we love, tweet this out or post this pretty early on. And he was like, people are about to create and do some weird shit, and they're going to get criticized. But the people that are criticizing are the same people that have always criticized. They're the same people that are just sitting at home doing nothing, and they don't like to see that you're doing something. And those are the same people that criticized you before this. So just know that and keep on doing what you're doing. Because a lot of people really do put out a lot of dumb shit before they get the thing that hits. You know what I mean? Like 100%. You see people, and I look back at stuff I've created and done years ago, and I'm like, oh, that's so embarrassing. Like, I thought that was funny. Like, oh my God, even like 5 years ago, I'm like, how did I think that was funny? But like, it got me to where I am now. And so just never be scared to try. And like, the people that are criticizing you they're criticizing everybody, and they're mostly criticizing themselves.
That's so true. Like, how brave is it to try something new? I mean, I always say like Coca-Cola was just brown sugar water.
I know. And you never know what's going to hit. Like, look at like Sarah Cooper. She just started doing Trump impressions or whatever you want to call them. And she got a Netflix special out of it. I mean, it's just Andrew Schultz. I mean, his Netflix special was essentially just all the Instagram videos they created during COVID. And it's on Netflix.
Yeah. The amount of people that like started teaching yoga or doing cooking classes and all this like shit, doing dances. Not like, I'm sure a lot of people talk shit and they thought it was silly. Fuck those people.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, Sydney Washington, a former guest of ours, started very early on the Sid Can Cook thing. She's been able to capitalize on that. It's just a lot of former guests we've seen have just really done such cool stuff, and keep it going. Yeah. You guys.
Yeah. Really proud to see what everybody has done this year.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a sex position that you learned about?
Okay. This is the most shocking thing I've learned about sex in 2020. I don't know how long this has been around. Probably a while. It's not like a hot, I don't know if it's going to be a hot take for our listeners. Rob.
Once you guys Google it, it will be a hot take.
Yeah. So Rob, my best guy friend, told me about this, and he says, we need to talk about, this was when he was in town like a month ago, maybe at this point, he was like, we need to talk about Amazon style sex. It's so funny because Amazon is this thing that we say every day now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I was like, Amazon, like Jeff Bezos sex, like what, sex with short guys? That's sex with short billionaires.
Yeah.
So like, he was like, no, we pulled up some porn. You don't really watch porn. We just pulled up Pornhub, and I couldn't really process what I was seeing. So the first video that we pulled up was probably the best, the one that we did watch, was a woman with a vagina, male with a penis having sex. And he was on his back, like laying at kind of the foot of the bed, and she was standing, fucking him, and his legs were up, like pulled up to his chest. Like if you guys get
gender reversal
bikini waxes, it's like how you pull your legs up so they can wax your beehole. So like legs kind of pulled up, and she was fucking him. She was in control. It was a real role reversal. And I'm not saying this in any sort of judgmental way. It took me a minute to understand what's happening because I've never had sex like that.
And she, by the way, she's fucking him. She's not fucking him in the ass of the dildo. She's fucking him on his dick.
Yes.
On his dick. So imagine just like when a man stands at the end of the bed and fucks you and you pull your legs up to your chest, it was reversed.
Yes.
And she's standing.
Yes. And you can do it. I think the most extreme to watch it is when the woman is standing, but you can also do it sitting. Like it's just this complete gender role reversal. And again, I'm not, this is no judgment, no shade. I just didn't know about it. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it because it almost feels like it's a gateway to pegging because the woman is completely dominant. She is completely in control and she's like moving the pace. She's fucking the guy.
With his own dick.
With his own dick.
I want to do this so badly.
You do? Okay.
Okay, but here's the thing. I can't do it with somebody I'm really dating. I need to do it with somebody that I'm just never going to see again.
Well, and that's the thing with pegging. Like we say this in such a like judgment-free zone, try everything, do everything that you feel safe and comfortable with. But I don't want to be standing over a guy while his legs are pulled up to his chest and he's like, and I'm just like,
so beta.
I don't want to do it. I want him to do that to me.
I know.
But I just think like ladies, if you are into some dominant stuff and you're like, I kind of think pegging is hot. Like I kind of want to do more dominant stuff. This could be the position for you. I think the guy needs to have a sizable dick.
Oh, 100. Okay. So I'm glad you brought that up. There's no way a medium-sized dick could do this. You need like a pretty big hog. Cause like the woman is just standing with his dick inside of her. She's standing.
Well, I've seen it also when she's like kind of, she's on top there. He's on his back on the bed and she's on top, but it doesn't look as crazy, but his legs are still up in the air. And like, I just don't want to see my man pull his legs up to his chest like he's getting a bikini wax.
I don't want to see my man's knees on his chin.
Yes,
I don't want to see it. I can't ever look at you at brunch after this. You know all those couples we saw that day at brunch? I bet you that's what happened. That's why none of them were talking.
The couples that don't talk.
Yeah, the couples that don't talk. Okay. There's no man. I feel like I'm just attracted to some like alpha men, but like
I want to be a little dominated.
Yeah. I want to be the one with my knees up to my chin.
Yeah. But if you ladies are interested in this role reversal, fucking get on this and check it out. And I got to tell you the funniest part about this. So Rob and I are sitting there watching porn. Rob is married. His wife was across the country and we usually FaceTime her when we're together. He comes here. He has an apartment in my building. So he comes here and we just like have wine every night and we really like get in our quality time as best friends. And we called Allison, his wife, and we're talking about it. And he goes, hey, Allison, I showed Hess the Amazon style we were talking about. And Allison was like, really? And I go, Allison, listen, we watched a little porn and she watched it. The three of us laughed so hard. I watched porn with your husband. You're in Washington State. I watched porn with your husband and she's like, good for you. Go off.
And the next day, him and I went to brunch together and watched porn at brunch. Why did I go with a married man to brunch at the Smith by myself and watch porn? He's wearing a wedding ring. I'm not. He's showing me porn at the table.
Because I was too hungover. I was supposed to go and then I just couldn't make it. And you guys went together. That was like your first time hanging out together without me. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is not my personal sex goal for 2021, but we wanted to talk about on this podcast because I am not out here trying to act like I'm so adventurous and I'm on top of all the hot trends, but I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what the trends are and what's out there.
What the trends are.
And I had never seen this. And
I'd never seen
even that crazy, but to see it, you're like, oh my God.
You got to watch it.
You got to see it.
I mean, listen, I watch a lot of porn.
Right.
I've fucked a lot of dudes. No one's ever asked me to do this to them.
You guys, if you do it, we support you wholeheartedly. Please let us know.
100%.
Let us know
everything you guys do. We got the grossest email of all time. This girl said her and her man both got COVID, couldn't smell, couldn't taste. Why are they trying every cool, disgusting new thing? She's like, we took advantage of not being able to smell or taste. I was like, I can taste that email.
I feel like she sucked his dick when he was taking a shit.
I feel like it was more like butt stuff. She was like really up in there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like a hot beehole.
Because you're also like, I have COVID. Like, I'm not going to get another virus.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to get a bacterial infection on top of COVID. Maybe you could. Don't at me if you're a nurse. I'm sure
2020
I'm sure
probably.
That you can if you're a doctor. Okay, Raina, what are your sex goals for 2021?
I just want to have more sex. I feel like I kicked off
just to have
February.
it. Honestly, just to have it.
Just to have it.
Okay, same. Honestly, I would just love a dick inside of me.
I have a fuck fest coming up that we're pretty excited about
Okay.
with a huge dick. That guy definitely.
I would like to clarify, we are not pretty excited about it. If you meant me and you, no, not me. You and him, not me. Do not drag me into this. I want no part of being excited about this. It's my biggest.
I'm his family now.
Oh my God.
I want to have more consistent sex, which would be super great. See, I'm the kind of person that like, I know I talk about like, we're all like, you know, Ashley in the streets, Raina in the sheets. I don't need to have like really crazy sex to come. Like, I just really like a lot of dirty talk. And like, that's really all I need. I don't need to twist my body into a pretzel Karma Sutra style to like come. I don't need to have sex 5 times a day. I don't need to like be in all these positions. I don't even really want you to go down on me. I just want to like suck a dick and have you talk dirty to me and I'll hop up on top, ride it out. I feel like the guy in Australia really like made all my fantasies come true. He spit on me, hit me in the face a little bit lightly. He choked me.
Bad.
I feel like he pushed my boundaries to the limit. You know what I want to do? I do have a new goal. I want to learn new, better dirty talk so I can pass it on to you guys.
Okay. I love that.
One of my best friends is so good at it and she's constantly giving me ideas and I'm so proud of her. It's like my favorite. It's her best quality.
Okay.
And I just want to learn freakier dirty talk.
Okay, I love that. Like some more variety.
Yeah, I just want some variety.
I said that last time. Okay.
Yeah.
I love what you said about consistent sex. I think consistent sex is important because I think there's momentum behind it. And I think that when you're having more sex and you're just fucking more, you're better at it, you come quicker. Like I'm saying this from not having had this in quite some time, but like at the beginning of the year when I was having sex consistently, you just feel like you're in sex mode. You know, we're going to have some really cool guests coming up this year, like that are going to talk about sex and orgasms and like sex when you're single, like fucking yourself, like all kinds of stuff. We have some really fun stuff planned, but like consistent sex would be nice.
I think consistent sex breeds more sex. I masturbate more when I'm having sex.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more creative with like the photos I send and the FaceTiming.
You're in that
and
zone.
the dirty shit.
I'm in the zone. Because otherwise you're just like, oh fuck, that was a one-off thing. Like you got to almost like get
momentum.
You got to like knock the dust off a little bit and then just like get rolling. It's like working out.
Once I'm rolling, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm just constantly like gassing up like more things in my head that I could say or do or text somebody. Just the dirty sex. I'm really excited for.
I would like to get my beehole eaten for you guys this year because like it's clean, it's ready to go, and I talk about it all the time, and it's just been a while, so I'm really looking for someone to eat my ass because we talk about it all the time. And then I do want to do some more like mutual masturbation stuff. I talked about this like fantasy I had, I think with Emily or somebody
with B. The apps that my dad listened to.
Okay, yeah, how just like I want to like almost do like a striptease situation. Oh yeah, we talked about the outfit. That's right. You guys made fun of me, and then just like do some more. Just masturbation stuff with somebody that I'm into and that I trust. So the partner comes first, but like that's something that I haven't done too much of and I want to do more of.
I haven't done too much of it, but I love it when it happens.
Yeah.
And it is so hot to watch somebody masturbate.
Yeah.
It really turns me on.
I want someone to watch me masturbate.
Yeah, of course you do. Well, you're both masturbating at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I will masturbate while I watch you masturbate. It like turns me on so much.
You love that and I want to love it as much as you.
I want that for you. I wish that for you. Not everybody's into it, but you know, you gotta, I will say with every new sex thing, with the dirty talk, with the sexting, like give people time, give people patience. It is hard to ease people into it. Like not every dude wants to just whip their dick out and jerk off in front of you. I mean, they should, but like give people time, you know, inch your way in there.
And I'm trying to masturbate for longer because I've gotten too much into this, like toy goes down there. It takes me like one song. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to like fuck myself a little better. have a little more foreplay with myself.
In 2021, I want to fuck myself better. I want to dick myself down better.
No, I mean, I'm not going to give it away because we haven't booked this person yet, but there is a sex expert I want to have on, and she talks about that. Of like, someone else can't fuck you really good until you're fucking yourself really good. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to have more foreplay with me.
My vibrator needs to apologize to me. Yeah. I mean, you don't smoke weed, but like that is the key to this. Like you can masturbate much longer if you're smoking weed. It makes my orgasms so much better, and I can just masturbate way longer.
It's so crazy because it's like I know weed and alcohol are two totally different substances, but it's like so the opposite. Like alcohol, I mean, you have a buzz. Like I can't get off.
Absolutely not.
You're totally desensitized. Where like weed does the opposite, right? You're like more sensitized.
But the problem is when I'm drunk, I want to like fuck and I'm like, I'm ready to go. But like my clit is dead.
I know.
It will never. But when I'm high, I'm so lazy. You could never get me to have sex with you if I was high.
This is the worst. Yeah. Cause I am like,
drunken,
when I'm get that, there's this point of drinking, you know, like maybe it's like for you, it's probably like a drink and a half. For me, it's 3 drinks where I'm like horny. Oh, God damn it.
Juiced up.
Oh my God. First time together and I'm feeling kind of horny. Okay. Yeah. And then, but it's the same point. I swear to God, it's almost the same point where you're like turned on, ready to go, that you're also desensitized down there. Like it's fucked up.
It is fucked up. And I made a joke, you should drink and get high at the same time, but I can't really. It makes me really like out of it and loopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, I don't know.
But it's also like sometimes you just like are doing it to have fun and you're doing it for a long time. Like the craziest nights I feel like that I've had sex with somebody, I didn't have some mind-blowing orgasm. I was drunk and we were all over the place doing crazy shit.
I also don't care if I come every time I have sex. It's not like
we can wake up and also come, you know?
Yeah. Or once you leave, I can come.
Right.
Not you, but you know, other people.
Other people. Okay. So speaking of people you want to fuck, our male guests this year and female guests, our guests.
This is, I got to give you credit. This is my favorite idea you've had. We did this for the live show.
Okay. Can we talk about, I want to talk about why we did this.
Yes.
We booked Dylan and Usama for our live show, and I wanted to see what our listeners would have to say about them, like how much, like the sexy stuff, the thirsty stuff they'd have to say about them without giving it away that they were the guests. Mm-hmm. So I basically just put on Instagram, tell us which guests from this year you're thirstiest for and why. And then we took all the Dylan and Usama answers and we shared those at the live show. If you guys watched, we did it just for them. And then the other answers were so incredible that's why we're going to do this segment.
This is your best idea. It's the hardest I've laughed. You guys are we have a lot of hot guests, smart guests. They run the gamut of like age, race, religion, everything. And you guys just like are thirsty for all of them. Yeah. Good for you girls. You're so diverse.
You know what's weird though? I will say, okay, let's do these. And then I want you and I to share ours. And then
we want to fuck the most.
Yeah. But no, there's someone that is the hottest and I want to let everybody know. Also, I think that it's funny because I think we literally don't think of pre-COVID as this year almost. You know what I mean? Like we had a few of these guests that people probably just forgot about because it was before COVID.
And we're going to do honorable mentions of 2019 because
2018
really hard.
People just couldn't help that. People were like, you said 2020, I don't care.
We're going to, okay. So we honorable mention to Dylan and Osama. You guys want to fuck their brains out. We got to slide to their DMs.
If you missed the live show, that's on you. But we read all those. It was like Osama's fingers, Dylan's dick, whatever.
How tall he is. Yeah. Okay. We're going to kick it off with a recent guest. You guys really came out of the gate about Case Kenny.
Would you say this is the most we got? I mean, going through them.
Besides Dylan and Usama, Case. But also they were the most recent guests also. Okay. So I think they're fresh in people's minds, but all of them are really good looking and smart and awesome. Anyways, okay. Case Kenny, we present to you. Case Kenny, he's fine as fuck with that gym shirt tuck. Okay, we're also rhyming. Case Kenny looks like he's packing some heat. Eggplant emoji. I'm married, but if I wasn't, actually, I still would.
Okay. Who is that girl's husband?
Case Kenny, I would finger fuck the holes in his jeans. I'm glad somebody brought that up. Not Case Kenny. No shade. He just likes Emily in Paris.
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me.
Yeah, I can't believe he did that to us. I would let Case Kenny destroy my life and then thank him for it. Case Kenny, I feel like he would eat me out and fix my attachment issues. He would. Case Kenny, because he's the male Ashley.
How do we feel about that?
I don't
see it.
I don't see it at all.
I don't see it.
Yeah, okay, here's why.
Because we like music and to work out.
Yeah, because you like music and working out. I loved Case. We loved having him on the show. He was great. I feel like he was very bashful about the sex jokes we made.
Yeah.
And maybe because we're new friends.
Right.
But like, that's not you. Like a week after we met, you called me telling me you fucked a stranger in a hotel.
Yeah. Like Case and I are not the same. Love him. No shade. The next one, I don't want to say I was surprised because I love this person, but he's just not single, but we still got so many, and that is Julio.
That's why I was surprised because the whole episode is about his relationship with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm glad that we talked about it.
Okay, this is Julio Gallerati. He was on the podcast, I don't know, a month or two ago at this point. Okay, Julio. He seems so genuine and chill, but also like he can really dick you down. Julio all the way. I'm a thirsty bitch for emotional maturity. The guy who went to the Dominican without telling his girlfriend. Julio, but him and Francis together.
Oh, tag team like an Eiffel Tower? Both have girlfriends.
I don't hate it. I told Francis about that one. Okay. Julio can surf into my DMs anytime. Julio could hit me with his car and I'd thank him. It was Julio, but then he said on Oops that he doesn't like girls who fart. So for that reason, I'm out.
Girl, how often are you farting that you got to disqualify a man? I'm glad because I'm glad that some girls saw a nice, decent, well-adjusted guy that treats women well and was like, that's the person I like. Okay, well, this next one, he's also married, but so hot. Connor Beaton, because any man with that many quotes on his Instagram definitely fucks.
Yes, and honestly, you guys, if you have not listened to that episode, I would say it's one of our number one episodes of the entire existence of the podcast, right? Inside the Male Mind, January.
Yep, I sent it to somebody yesterday. It is a phenomenal episode, and I enjoyed filming it with him.
Oh my God. Okay, the next one is disrespectful to Raina.
They need to apologize.
They need to apologize to Raina. Someone just wrote in all caps, marry me, Guy Winch. Guy Winch, because if he broke my heart, he would at least give me coping mechanisms. Guy Winch reminds me of my old therapist I wanted to fuck. I love that we got some for Guy. He's sexy.
He's so sexy. He's Austrian. He's so smart. And like, that guy would be like, take off your panties. And you'd be like, what? And he'd be like, did I stutter? Like, that guy would be so bossy and I would let him.
You've been thinking about it. He would say I did. He would 100% say, did I stutter? He would 100%. No, he would say something so much crazier.
So much meaner.
Than take off your panties.
I would just walk in. I would like, I don't know, do something wrong and I'd apologize. And he would be like, take off your panties.
He would be like, stick your finger in your pussy and then
apologize to me then.
Stick it in your mouth. And you'd be like, what, Guy? He'd be like, did I stutter?
I have to leave so I can go masturbate to that. Okay. Ooh.
We got a lot of these, and it wasn't too long ago. He was in June, but like I loved the volume of these.
I love them, and also I like get horny working out, watching his classes. Yeah. So we're talking about Fred Smith. Take his cycling classes if you can not slip off the bike. Okay, Fred Smith. I'm ready to never go back. Fred Smith. The only explanation is water droplet emojis. Fred Smith, because he would definitely fulfill my freakiest desires. Fred Smith. Good Lord, I want to see those strong thighs up close and personal. My husband and I both say Fred Smith. Anything besides Fred Smith is the wrong answer.
Go on.
That is my favorite submission to this. Yeah. Completely. And honestly, I agree. Hot, went to Harvard, nice guy, cool as fuck.
I don't know that he's so freaky.
He's not doing the Amazon fucking.
Oh God, no.
Honestly, my wildest desires these days is like just someone who doesn't cheat on me and
just to fuck Fred. So actually that is my freakiest desire. I hope Fred's not listening.
My freakiest desire is just to find a guy that treats me well. Okay. And I feel like he would fulfill that for me.
My craziest fantasy is just a good guy. So Fred would definitely fulfill it.
Isn't that wild?
Okay. Next up, she just wrote porpoise body guy. Who is Brian Park? Brian Park, because I want to ride a dolphin. I love that submission. I can't stop thinking about Brian Park saying his body is so smooth. It's my absolute dream. Nothing worse to me than a hairy chest. And Brian Park, I can tell he eats pussy well.
Yeah, you think? He wants approval. Dylan eats pussy well. I feel like Osama eats pussy well. All male comedians. Okay. Next up is a person that I thought I wanted a date with, but definitely didn't go on a date with.
What was your favorite date, non-date of 2020?
Matthew Hussey meeting me at a coffee shop in gray joggers. That was my favorite date. I was like, oh my God, I want to date Matthew Hussey. No, I didn't. Matthew Hussey can't fit all the reasons in this box, but he can fit in my box. Matthew Hussey, his voice is a combination of Fergie and Jesus. Okay. Matthew Hussey.
Let's hold on. You know where that's from? That's a quote from Step Brothers, bitch.
It is?
Yes, Will Ferrell says that, I think.
About who?
When they're singing.
I do not remember this. Okay, I'm glad you clarified because I was like, bitch, what? Matthew Hussey, it's the accent and the insights for me.
Love it. Okay, we got a few of these. Not a dude, but Ashley Gavin's BDE was next level. I would agree with that.
If you're going to fuck a girl, I would fuck Ashley Gavin. Also, you dated that guy who looked just like Ashley Gavin.
Ashley Gavin's I don't really talk to him, but like there was a point where I was seeing pictures of Ashley Gavin and be like, this is a great picture of you. Like they look alike. And they're hot. They're both hot.
I know. If I was going to fuck a girl, it'd probably be Ashley Gavin.
Yeah.
Next up, Elizabeth Warren. She has the most BDE. Go off, Elizabeth.
Yes.
That might be one of your funniest lines of 2020.
Go off, Elizabeth. I'm sorry, Senator Warren. This was one of our greatest honors accomplishments of the whole year was having Elizabeth Warren on the podcast. So while we're recapping the year, we can't not mention that. So I love that people put her in the dudes they wanted to fuck.
100%.
Oh
okay.
God. Yeah.
All right. Go
okay. We got a few, we just got a few miscellaneous. We got a lot for Dewey. You guys please don't try to fuck Dewey. I know he's good looking.
Yeah, I know. Just leave him alone.
We got a lot for Dewey, and a lot of people said people at Dewey had big dick energy, which is fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, and then Raina with the strap on.
Okay. I do talk about pegging.
And then we got Matt Hesseltine, respectfully. He just seems like the best dude and BDE. Sorry, Ashley. Was Matt technically in 2020? First episode of the year?
Was he on the New Year's episode or the Christmas episode?
I know. I
don't remember.
Yeah.
I think he was the Christmas episode.
But like, were they the same?
No.
Don't DM us. We can look on our own. But I like that because I think, he was like almost in 2020. So it's like that counts. And then we got Raina's dad. No details necessary.
We got a couple for my dad. And honestly, I'm here for it. If any of you guys want to fuck my dad and become my stepmom, go for it.
Coming in 2021 might be an update on your dad's status. We can't reveal it right now.
But one of you guys
might be available.
One of you guys can fuck him. He's always available to you guys. Okay.
We have some honorable mentions. These were not 2020, but you guys didn't give a fuck. You said, I literally don't care that these guests weren't in 2020 because they are your number ones no matter what. Okay. I know he's not 2020, but Dale Moss forever. Dale Moss, are you kidding me? And I would zip tie my ankles to my ears for Dale Moss.
Okay. You know
also,
what?
Dale actually,
so would I.
Dale makes the cut. We talked about him enough this year.
We discovered Dale Moss. Andrew Collin, because no one FaceTimes us more. No one made a better video ever. You guys check it out on our Instagram story. Andrew popped out of a box. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Andrew Collin, his comedy and his dad bod thirst traps just do it for me. Andrew Collin, I wish I could explain it.
We got a few of those.
I wish you could explain it to me too. Andrew Collin, because his kitchen rug is the best thing to happen in 2020. Andrew Collin, I had a sex dream about him after I saw he enjoyed the folklore doc. Prince Andrew Collin, I masturbate to his mugshot.
Holy shit. Okay, another one. You guys love Francis. Francis, guess I have a thing for redheads with perfect jawlines. Who knew? Don't most people? I guess some people don't.
I love a ginger. I stand a ginger.
But it's the jawline. Okay. I would die to make ginger babies with Francis. And then Francis Ellis, so funny and charismatic. I just want to hug him.
Okay. My personal favorite baby daddy, Chrissy D. Always a huge crush, but thought he was gay.
Oh my God.
Dad, because he says he's gay all the time. Daddy to Stefano. I'm a bull charging headfirst into that red flag. I want Chris Stefano to sit on my face. Wow.
We saw a few of those for various people. You guys want them to sit in your face. I guess that's just saying like how much you want to fuck them. Okay, we got one. Andrew Schultz. And for the same reason as Ashley, them legs. Love his long legs.
Couldn't stop staring at his legs and his feet on his Netflix special. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This one, we fucked up. Jared Freed was this year.
Oh, he was.
Okay.
All right. Jared Freed is every year. Jared Freed is 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Has he been?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every year Jared's been on the show.
These were acceptable.
Okay. Also, Jared's my number one. I love him. Jared Freed, screaming about Claire was 2020 energy. Jared Freed, because I love overconfident assholes and cheese boards. He's not an asshole. I had a sex dream about Jared. Didn't see it coming, but he's my pick, I guess. Jared, so I can tell if he's fatter or skinnier in person. Both.
Yeah.
Both. I mean,
I love
that's his Twitter bio. We love him.
I mean, everybody knows how much we love Jared. Okay, we got one. Jeremy from Brunch Boys after Dewey the King. Of course, that one's not even funny, but I feel like Jeremy would be upset if we didn't shout him out.
Slide in there, guys. And I just want to meet Raina's neighbor. He's in Hawaii with his girlfriend.
You guys don't want to fuck Raina's neighbor. I cannot stress it enough.
Cannot stress
enough. Of all the guys Raina's fucked this year, that's the least one you guys want to fuck, I promise you.
In my whole life. 0 out of 10 recommend it. I don't even recommend having a conversation.
Okay, now I want to talk about who is actually the hottest guest we've had on, because Raina and I have met most of them in person. I'm trying to think, maybe just not Case. Mm-hmm. Most of them we've met, we've sat down with, we know them. We've seen them in person, we've seen them in the flesh, so we can tell you. And then I want to talk about that because I think we would agree. And then I want to say, who would you actually date of all those guys?
Who would I date? It's the same answer for all those. Connor Beaton.
Okay. So Connor is the hottest.
I'm so sorry. He's married and she's lovely. She's been on our show too. I feel bad saying this about a married man, but he's so hot. Good for you, girl.
You guys don't understand. You think you know, but you don't know. You don't understand. It doesn't come across on Instagram. To be in his presence. Okay, so that's your pick for both.
100%.
Okay, I don't know if I want to. Who do you think I would date of all these people?
Andrew Schultz.
Oh. He's not 2020, but I'll take it.
I could see you and Andrew Collin maybe living together because he would come here and never leave.
Well, I appreciate that. But I mean, obviously, Dale Moss.
Yeah, Dale Moss.
Okay, so we are going to end the year with our listeners' 2021 resolutions, goals, fantasies. We don't know what the year is going to look like, really. So it's kind of like we just asked you guys to tell us, like, what do you see for the year? I do want to say I did have some goals for 2020 that I didn't even accomplish at all.
I should have listened back to our episode.
I couldn't listen.
About what mine was.
I couldn't listen because I just was like, even people saying they were like, I listened to that episode and it made me so sad because of how excited you guys were for the year and all this stuff. So I just was like, I don't want to be too triggered. I did say I was going to get LASIK and I did say I was going to work on a book, write a book.
Okay.
It's a weird year, guys. You know, like I was going to get LASIK and then something else kind of happened recently that I've been dedicating a lot of time to. But like I had an appointment, then I canceled it. I'm still going to do it. It's still on the list. Still going to do the book. I will still do it. I wrote the outline. You've seen the outline. I know exactly what it's going to be. I have it all laid out. I have some of it written, but I know I did not get a book deal this year. Rain and I are working on some other really fun stuff that's taking up our energy and where we decided to kind of put our energy. So big things happening in 20. I hate to be that person. Big things happening in 20. Doing big things. But I will still write the book. Kelly Knight, who is our psychic, told me I will. She sees it in my future. I know what it's going to be about. I just need to sit down and write it. So I'm sorry to you guys. I told you to keep me accountable at the beginning of the year. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. It's a pandemic. I'm going to blame that.
It's not your fault. Nobody should have been accountable for anything this year.
We did enough.
You guys are off the hook. Okay. Everyone's off the hook. If you didn't accomplish one thing in 2020,
if you survived.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally. That is the entire goal this year. Just get through it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think it's hard to make goals for 2021 because you're like, I don't know what the world looks like. So I probably have less specific measurable goals and more hypothetical, like out in the world goals, which I've said last year. I remember saying that like those are not the kind of goals I want to have because they're not measurable. But like I want like us to keep pushing for the business. I'm excited to get back on the road. I'm excited for the guests we have coming up. We work so hard to like pick people that you guys will love and create episodes you guys will love. And I just want to keep doing that, make our business better. Maybe get a boyfriend. I don't know.
Get my ass eaten.
I don't really care.
We already set our resolutions.
Yeah. So you guys submitted some great resolutions. They made us really smile. Some of them are really sweet and kind and lovely. Other ones are about your beeholes. So you want to kick it off? You want me to?
Yeah, I'll read a few. Okay. Made a 30 things before 30 and I'm going to do it. I love that. That's a lot of things. I wonder how old she is. If she's 29.
She's 29.
Is she?
Yeah. Oh. I was trying to shorten this, but I like
those
this idea.
Be small things though.
Yeah, it could be make the best grilled cheese on earth. Like 30 things before I'm 30, I think is like such a cool idea.
Okay, to hug my parents. Oh my gosh. To get pregnant, to not get pregnant, to be happy with myself, and to close on my first house.
To get accepted to med school, to blow the candles out on my own birthday cake, blow my breath all over it, and everyone can have a slice. To finally celebrate my motherfucking wedding in real life. To show my in-laws who the head bitch in charge is. To reconnect with my parents who I don't speak to anymore after coming out. To get divorced.
We support it. I don't know the story there, but okay. To be mindful, be present, take trips, put the phone down, be in the moment, make money, eat good food, and be fucking happy. Finally getting to teach in front of my students in the classroom, move into my own apartment and get accepted to law school, and for people to finally fucking see me in the clothing I bought a year ago. Oh my gosh.
I saw this and thought of you.
Have you seen those memes? It's like, it was a dog. It was like this Italian greyhound that was like, bought this, can I wear it? And now all these celebrities are doing it, like Sofia Vergara.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, there's something in the cut about that too.
Yeah, it was on the cut.
To turn in my master's thesis and find the perfect man with the perfect dick.
Good luck.
Do anal for the first time. I'm on stage 3 of my butt plug training kit. Girl, I didn't know that even existed. I was so excited. Okay, this made me laugh. 2020 fantasy came true when I hooked up with my boss. 2021 goal is to stop the madness.
Oh my God.
Get back into group sex.
Get back into it.
And get my deviated septum fixed so I can give excellent head and don't have to gasp for air.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
Yeah, I love this.
Go dick free for 6 months and get over my toxic ex and be the bad bitch I'm supposed to be. Finish my master's degree and get my butthole licked. Do more hot girl shit. Stop letting my happiness be focused on whether or not a guy likes me, and take more nudes.
I really want to learn how to rollerblade, also hook up with girls.
Okay.
To get a man who is my man. Finally get laser on my beehole so I can stop waxing. Get immune to COVID and fuck boys.
Yeah, we all want to get immune to COVID and fuck boys. I want the vaccine and I want to love myself. Okay. Get snatched so I can have abs like Ashley. Oh my gosh, Raina wrote these down. I don't even see that one. Okay. Organize my vibrator chargers like Raina.
I like it's like I want to look like Ashley. I want to masturbate like Raina.
Because all your vibrators are all roped up. Okay. See, Girls Gotta Eat Live and not wait for my dream life, but build it. Thanks to GGE for all the inspiration you give.
Then there's 2 more. This one girl submitted like 7 different question slides just to get this all down. Create my own happiness and legacy. Thank you for all you guys do. Y'all were my form of stability in 2020. Whether you know it or not, you're the reason some people want to wake up on Monday and truly live the life that they are proud of. Thank you for everything.
Oh
and the last and final one, for the fucking love of God, finally fuck more and cry less.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Are we going to fuck more and cry less this year?
I hope so. I couldn't possibly cry more and fuck less.
How did this happen? That's why I can't listen to that episode. That's why I can't listen to it.
In all honesty, and I mean, I cried writing all these down, and it was so special to see all these things you guys want to accomplish. Because sometimes resolutions, I think, are just about like, I want to find a man, and you know, if that's your goal, like that's great. But we almost got I want to lose weight, or I want to find a man. It was so much about like, I want to create a life I'm proud of, do these great things for myself, for my family, for my friends. And I know we say it every week, and we cried through the not wanting to have kids episodes, but I'm so proud of what we did this year. It was so hard, and it was so hard being away from you and our audience, and you guys let us be some light in so much darkness. We are really honored to do that, and you guys let us do that.
Yeah, we don't have this without you. So we thank you guys, and we love you, and we are not going anywhere. So thank you for all you do for us, and your generosity and kindness, and your incredible DMs and emails and everything our listeners have made this year. Like you said, have been the light of this year. So we love you guys. And Trish loves y'all.
And we literally do care.
Trish has not been here in quite some time. She took a break after the election. But I love y'all. And I
can't believe Trish popped in to say that.
Last episode of the year, Trish had to come back in. She's still here. Some of y'all don't like her. She doesn't care. She literally does not care.
We're so proud of you guys for getting through this dumpster fire of a fucking year. For all you guys did. You guys did it. This year could not get worse. So 2021 is going to be better for all you guys did for your careers and your relationships and your jobs and your lives. We're really rooting for all of you. Thank you for being there, rooting for us.
Yes, we love you guys. Love you, Raina.
Love you, Ash.
Love you, Trish. Love you, Joe Biden, John King, Chrissy Cuomo,
Banana Bread,
Jessica
Sourdough,
Claire Dale,
4 Seasons,
Jared Free. All right. You guys know where to find us. girlsgottaeatpodcast.com. Hot tip. We're going to have another live show in February. So stay tuned for that. Girls Gotta Eat Podcast on Instagram. Ash Hess, Raina.Greenberg on Instagram. Girls_Gotta Eat on Twitter, and YouTube.com/Girls Gotta Eat. More coming on YouTube in 2021 too. And we'll see you next year.
Have a great New Year's, guys. Happy New Year.
Bye.